हरि
ओम।
ओम भद्रं
कर्णे
कर्णेभिः
देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्ठनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ओम शांति शांति शांति।
ओम अग्ने नय सुपथाराये
ओम
अस्मान्
अग्ने नया सुपथाराये अस्मान् विश्वानि देव वयुनानि विद्वान् युयोध्यस्मज्जुहुराणमेनो भूयिष्ठां ते नम उक्तिं विधेम। ओम शांति शांति शांति।
ओम आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि
ओम आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुः श्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोतु अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मानि निरते उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तो। ओम शांति शांति शांति।
हरिः ओम
हरि ओम।
So we have the great fortune of continuing our studies upon Rudram, and we know that Rudra is a universal God. He has all gods in him, and he is in all gods, and he is supported by all people. So that kind of universality is being shown forth to us in the Rudra Prashna or Rudra Adhyaya, which happens to be available to us from Yajurveda, both Krishna and Shukradurveda, with some variants. But there are 11 Anuvakas, as we have noted, and all the Anuvakas are in the Vedic prose. But actually, when we are reciting the Veda mantras, we don't see whether it's a metrical or non-metrical or mixed and all that, because the word mantra is signifying that it is meant for mananam, manayatavyam. Mananam means to keep on repeating, meditating upon that, and remembering that, rechewing that, so that you will be able to get more and more meanings, because all mantras are products of deep thinking. The deep thinking is of the Paramatma, and it is believed that when the rishis have gone into higher planes of meditation, then the gods themselves will appear, will manifest and speak to them. And in other words, every mantra has got a rishi, has got a devata, has got the chandas. Chandas means that which covers, the covering or the clothing of the thought, clothing for the thought. Thereby, you can imagine the thoughts are being given to us in a concrete form and in a capsule way that we are able to get hold on that. Therefore, and moreover, this is found in the Yajurveda, and when Brahma got all the Vedas onto hand, Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samveda, Atharveda, then this Yajurveda has been imparted to Vaisampayana Maharshi, and who in turn educated a number of Sishyas in that Ayurvedic knowledge, means the rituals, performance, the practicals of the Veda mantras. And in that queue, we have this Rudra Prashna coming in the Taittiriya recension and in other recensions of the Black Krishna Yajurveda, also in the Shukla Yajurveda recensions. And why that Yajurveda got two names is interesting, because all students are not always obedient to the master, but sometimes they are more intelligent. Therefore, they will try to criticize and add to the knowledge of the gurus. Sometimes some gurus may not like that. So in this case, Vaishampayana was hurt when Yagnavalkya, a Sishya, was there who criticized him. Then he asked him to vomit all that Yajurveda that he learned, and in the form of Titiri birds, that knowledge has been grabbed by the Titiri birds, and they become again the Sishyas, and so Taittiriya Samhita or Taittiriya Veda came. Then so that Yagnavalkya performed with tapas of Surya Bhagavan, and Surya Bhagavan came in the form of a horse head Vajasaneya and revealed new mantras which are not found in the other text, Krishna Yajurveda, and therefore it became a Shukla Yajurveda. And so like that, but whatever is the Veda we have got, whether Shukla or Krishna, the text is same. The eulogy or litany extended to glorify Rudra is really same and glorious, because Rudra has got several meanings. Rudravayati, that is, Rudra is one who tries to remove the calamity, impediments and problems on one hand. On the other hand, he is also a fearful appearance, ghastly, ghora, ati ghora, and he is also aghora and ati aghora. So all the forms are available, which means normally the form will be Manu, with Manu or with Shanta. Manu is the anger, is the wrath, is the power, is the energy in the health. And Shantatvam is equanimous mind, where you find you will be ready to help others. Therefore, both forms are combined in single personality, two in one. That's why and also Rudra is Narasimha Avatara, as you say, because when you talk about the Mula Mantra of Narasimha, it is said Ugram, Veeram, Mahavishnum, Jwalantam, Sarvato Mukham, Nrisimham, Bhishanam. Up to then, you see Narasimha Swami or Rudra is very ferocious, energetic, and all that, fearful. But Bhadram, Mrityu, Mrityum, those 2-3 words will convince us that he is Bhadram. He is a peace provider, protection oriented, and like that. And even this, even in Rudram, we have got the glimpses of Narasimha Avatara, as we are going to say, Mrugamna Bhimaha Kucharo Garishtaha. So Mrugamna Bhimaha Kucharo Garishtaha, that is Kucharaha. Ku is Bhumi, or mountainous areas. Charaha is moving. So in mountainous areas and in the caves, that lions are dwelling. They are moving in the mountains. Therefore, you must observe all the temples. Most of the temples of Lakshmi Narasimha or Narasimha Swami are on the mountains. So it's a mountain god. Even Rudra is also a mountain god. So Giricharayacha, Girishayacha. You have got these words, Girichara, Girisha, and like that. So this is the personality trait of Lord Rudra. I'm just trying to introduce you why we attach ourselves to the study and prayer and Sharanu to Rudra, because he is all powerful. He is all glorious and all compassionate. Because of that power in him, we are able to explore that. And we are trying to know that Rudra is all in all. But basically, we start with namaskaras. Namaste Rudra Manyava. Uto Taishave Namaha. Namaste Astu Dhanvane. Uta Bahubhyam Namaha. Here, all these words in the beginning, the first para, you see that Manu and his shoulders ultimately, all that is being included, because unless these are energetic and active, it is not possible for us to get benefit, or he will not be able to quell down the enemies. And enemy is the negativity, because the prathamo daivyo bhishak means a doctor is a friend to all people. What people deny and refuse to see, the doctor has got to focus, or the bishak has got to pay attention, focus, and see that the ugliness becomes beautiful, aesthetic. Therefore, next to God is God, doctor or a bishak. Bheshajam, because he is called bishak is because he gives you the right bheshajam, the medicine, bheshajyani, connected to medicinal treatment they will give, because then once you want to administer, you must also know the diagnosis. So diagnosis and treatment both are combined in the doctor, and then only he will be. So that's why he's called Prathamo Daivyo Bhishak. And not only is a doctor, not only is a healer, but at the same time, he is our friend, found any and everywhere, where all people move, because all people cannot be living at one place, or cannot be eating only a food brought from one source. There are people who are having the habits of eating food available from land, from water, from air, etc. Therefore, he is also found as a provider of food for all people. See that generations go forth. So we have been traveling to understand the multifarious aspects in the personality of Rudra in the Anuvaka one by one, because the entire Rudra's glory has been summarized to us in 11 Anuvakas, Ekadasha. So 10 plus 1. That plus 1 is always the addition, because addition is there, the extension. See, that's why you said that Ucham Pratishtha. Pratishtha is always the tail, is always the extension. Even in our backboard, there is small extension. That's what is called Pucham, to indicate that we are all evolved from the animals. Anyway, we have seen that Kirti is important. When we are upon the earth, we have some purposes. So that Kirti is to be managed to attain by the Paramatma Rudra. That's why Rudra is very important. So Anuvaka wise, we have been analyzing the Rudra. We have been analyzing the Rudra to know that he is present anywhere. It is something like the Vishwarupa Darsanam that is being shown in the Bhagavad Gita, and later on that comes to that. So in all these Anuvakas, we have been noting down, and you are also doing. And you have seen that not only Rudra is in water places, not only in the land products, but he is also a big warrior. And not only is a warrior, but he has a big army, and all the entire army are equally potential and powerful as much as he is. And not only he will wear warfare, protective armor, but he is also making other army. That's why when in the next Anuvaka, we are going to talk about the Rudras. Rudra and Rudras, do not have any kind of difference, because as much great, as much powerful are the is Rudra, so much powerful are the Rudras. Therefore, Rudra Namaskara also we are doing, or we bow down to all the Rudras who are present on the earth, in the Antariksha, in Juloka, in everywhere, and so on. So you see, in the seventh Anuvaka, we have noted that he is available in the war implements also. So war implements also he is there. That means to say that any and any everything that happens in the war. Why wars are necessary? Because they are the measures to determine dharma, to establish dharma and see that the negative people are driven away, and sat is being is established in the land. That's what you see in seventh Anuvaka. You see that Namo Dundubhyaya cha Dundubhyaya cha Ahananyaya cha, and that is eighth Anuvaka, and Sarasyaya cha, and ultimately we have seen the Paramatma, though he is wandering at all places, but he is local. Local in the sense that he is available in your house, and therefore you call him as a Namo Vastavyaya cha Vastupaya cha. He is one who is inhabitant in our house. Therefore, you have to always think that not only this number is there in our house, there is one more number. In olden days, you must have observed your parents and grandparents always prepare food in the house extra for one and more persons, not simply counting the people and their stomachs. So suddenly if a guest were to come, then they will be able to happily share that. Otherwise, they will think that they will do it for the Paramatma, the ye pachanti atma karanat aham bhunjanti. So they should prepare food for the God at first, and that concept also is there in this. So Vastupaya cha and Vastavyaya cha. So that's what it is. We are being told that not only the people in the house take care of the management of the house, but also there is one invisible force, that is Rudra, and he will not be available to you to see, but he will be always present. That when you go, when you lock your house and go away, that you think that nobody is in there. No, the God is there inside to see that whatever things, wherever you have put, all of them are in their respective positions and respective places. So that when once you unlock the house and get inside, you don't get alarmed or disturbed. Everything will be spick and span and in their own respective positions. For that, who is responsible inside the house also? It's all Paramatma. Therefore, he is called as a Vastu Pa. Pa is the protector. Vastupayacha. And we have also noted a very important passage, which is the eighth passage, which is supposed to be the fulcrum, a kind of summarizing the secret, known, unknown abilities, Mahat and Maha of Paramatma Rudra, that he should be able to help all those people born upon the earth, and also those who are trying to devote or who are devotees to him, and even otherwise also the other people dependent on the devotees, all of them have got to be helped to cross over the samsaric life. Because the samsara is always attractive, and when once you get into the mire of samsara or into the attractive samsara, people do not like to get away from that. Therefore, the Vedanta knowledge tells you samsara is a panka, samsara is samudra, and samsara is very, very akarshaniya. That's what, but how you make the samsara is important, but we don't want to come back to that. Samyak sarati, samyak sarati, samsara. That is, the prapancham is attractive. Golden flowers are there, in a sense, the opportunities. So we are always after opportunities, after prosperity, after enhancement and all that. But your Rudram or the Rishis indicate to you all that material prosperity is on one hand. At the same time, you have to add the spiritual practices in order that you don't come back to that. That's why in this particular so, Namaha Somaya cha Rudra, Somaya cha Rudraya cha, Namaha Tambraya cha. So the word Soma, Soma is together with the Shakti, Sa plus Umaya Sahitaha, Somaha. And otherwise we have got separately temples or worship done. Uma Maheswara Swamine Namaha. In Bangalore, we have got a big temple by name Uma Maheswara Swami Devasthana. Parvati Parameswara. So all that because Uma and Parvati and all that Katyayani, whatever names of that Devi, they're all Adishakti Swarupini. And when Shiva is with Shakti, Shiva Shakti Ekarupa, then that becomes Lalita Parameswari, or in Lalita Parameswari also the Rudra is present, because they cannot be, they are inseparable unit. Bharya and Bharta, Shakti and the container, all are them. That's why Somaya, then it cannot completely be a samsaric, he must also be a Rudra. That's why immediately, though they are very much with family circumstances, still they must be vigorous enough to be able to manage the life, manage the samsara and all that. And again, we see that he is Tamra and Aruna and Shanga. These are all the three words which will tell you that Surya Bhagavan, because Surya is unfailing energy and unfailing splendor, radiance, and unfailing thermal power. And so the Rudra is Surya manifestation and Surya Shakti too. And again, he is though he is having that heavenly bliss, still he is a Pashupati and he is a Bhi and Ugra, Bhima, and all that war qualities are there. What do you mean by war qualities? He is trying to drive away the evil, trying to drive away the negativity and see that all people remain happy with all positive activity. And therefore I got, and again, he is found in plenty, Vrikshebhyaha, Harikesebhyaha. So he is present in the Vrikshas. Various Vrikshas are there, plantations, or the or that will give you food, that will give you shelter, that gives you rain, that gives you all comfort. So they are called Vrikshas, and Harikesas also, that is with green leaves. So all trees with green leaves look very much attractive and very much provide, and the trees are good to give you all fruits and all that. And most important words that are there is Rudra. I'm just trying to summarize the 8th paragraph because we have already gone through that. I'm not going to, I go from the 9th paragraph for explanation so that we will come to know more and more about Rudra Vibhava. Because you make a oath that in Mahanyasa, there is this Rudra more and more times recited, employed, and his energies are being activated, and his grace is being derived, and his grace is being experienced, and all that. So that's what we always do Rudra Abhisheka, wherein we see, because Abhisheka is one which Rudra loves it. And therein too, Rudra is a highly magnetic power, is a high powered, high voltage electricity. Because he's therefore, whenever you want to deal that kind of electricity or power for longer time, you must have some kind of shield or protection, and therefore it's called Nyasa, Mahanyasa or Lagunyasa or whatever Nyasa you have to do it. In that Mahanyasa, you always think of the Uma Maheshwara. And again, Ishana. Ishana and Uma Maheshwara are the two aspects of Rudra, which you always try to focus when you are doing the Abhisheka to the Paramatma. Therefore, Ishanama iti Ishanam avahya. So in Mahanyasam, You see, Ishanam Avakya. So even when you make short puja to Rudra, you also use that names, and so starting with Bhavaya Devaya Namaha. Ultimately, Mahate Devaya Namaha. So Bhava and Mahan. So Bhava is born, and Bhava is creation. Bhava is people. But ultimately, that Bhavatvam must lead to Mahat. Mahat is eminence. You have to be an eminent personality. And the honor comes to people or even to the god, depending upon the eminence that they exercise, the eminence that they provide, and they have. That's why Rudra Sukta Prakatita Vibhavaha Maha Prayachantu Saukhyam. We make a prayer that Rudra Sukta Prabhava. See, the Prabhava, the Kanti, the brilliance, the fame and name, etc., of Rudra is being emboxed in the Sukta, in all the good words which are being brought together before us. Therefore, here you see that he is found in the, he is taken as a Shambhavaha, Mayobhavaha, Shankaraha, Mayaskaraha, Shivaha, Shivataraha. Look at these words. These are all complementary to each other, and each word is enhancement of the base and enhancement. For example, when you see that is Shambhu Mayaha. Shambhu means gives you the material happiness. Whatever circumstances in which you are placed, they must be congenial and supportive to you. Therefore, he becomes Shambhu. Sham is Shanti. Sham is happiness. Sham is absolute peace. And when once you are in peace or at peace, you can think of the Mayaha. Mayaha is experience of the peace and also the moksha prapti marga. That's what Mayo Bhava means. He is one who initiates you into the pathway of attaining the spiritual victory or place. That means you get emancipation. Because we don't want to be born and we don't consider the birth and the loka or the circumstances in which we are is permanent. So all circumstances keep on changing, and our birth cycle also keeps on changing. No guarantee that you are born again as Brahmins or in other caste or humans. And when once you leave the platform, you don't know. And when once you leave a place, then you don't know where you are going. All places are new to you. But you are comfortable only when you go to the destination. The destination being the Kaivalya Prapti, Vaikuntha Prapti, or the get into the Devapada, because we are all coming out from the Vishnupada, and again we have to go back to Vishnupada. So Vishnupadodbhavam, they're all Vishnu's creation, and Vishnu is our total personality right from toy to top. See, that's why in Purusha Suktam, you have seen how God's peace, knowledge, etc., and humans and varnas, everything has come out from the personal. That's why Narayanamayam, Vasudevamayam, Jagat Sarvam. So Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And like that, here also I got the word. And whenever this God Paramatma is taken as Shankara, Mayaskara. The Kara Shabda, Bhava and Kara, these are the two important words you have got to note. Very beautiful. Bhava is to give existence to us. Bhudatu it is called. And Kara is the action. Kara is the activity. So when we are there, we are active. When we are not there, activity also ceases. Shankaracharya has beautifully given to us in Bhajagovinda Stotram. That is a mark of enlightenment and awareness and awakening for us. He says, yavat pavano nivasati dehe, tavat nija parivaro raktaha, gatavati vayau pranapaye, bharyam bibhyati tasmin dehe, bhaja govindam, bhaja govindam, bhaja govindam mudhamate. So, Acharya Shankara has given us a clue because he is a Vyuptakesha. He is again Shankara himself. Kapardine cha Vyuptakeshaya cha. We have noted that Shankara, Adi Shankara, Paramatma Shankara has taken birth upon the land in a sannyasi way, mendicant. See, sannyasi has not got a house and therefore he is available to everybody, everywhere, all over. But those people who have got a house, who have got children, who have got all enticements and entanglement in the form of the house, they cannot be so free as a sannyasi. That's why even in Bhagavad Gita, you have noted Krishna in the Karma Yoga, he talks about karma phala tyaga and karma phala sannyasa yoga. And soon after for that Atma Samyamana, soon after that he launches upon Karma Bhakti Yoga. That is, Bhakti is also taken as a karma, an activity. Unless that activity is important, you cannot remain no action. Nakopi tishtati akarma krutu. You have to be doing that. Therefore, it's a kara, samkara, maya kara. So this kara tells you kru dhatu. Kru, the root is the kru to do, keep doing. You cannot remain not doing anything because just like a horse you cannot expect a standstill horse anytime. The horse is always moving, and therefore our indriyas, our sensory organs are compared to the horse. Indriya swaha. So indriya swaha means our indriyas are always working. If not one indriya, the other indriya will be working. Therefore, Atma Samyamana indicates the Indriya Samyamanam. And Manas is important, sandwiched between the Buddhi and Indriyas. The Manas can incline upon or lean upon the Buddhi or lean upon Indriyas. So Krishna in Gita, all our scriptures and Vedas tell you that your Manas is important, which you have got to control with the intelligence. Dhiyo yo na prachodayat. The Surya Shakti, the Varenyam Bhargaha, which you are reciting every day, the Gayatri mantra is a Surya Shakti. You are trying to derive the Surya Shakti into you. Gayatri avahayami, Savitri avahayami. When you say avahana, you are trying to empower yourself with all those energies. And so Sivatara, and therefore here it is Kara and Mayaskara, and ultimately what we want, Sivaya, Sivataraya cha. So Sivatara, there is also monitor. See, there are all powers, all engines are there. To make the engines work, there is a monitor. You have got, unless somebody presses the button, the engine does not start. Who is that presses the button is Kara. That's what is called Sivatara. That means to say that the Shakti activated. So Sivatara is Shakti in him that keeps the Shiva to be on duty, on action. And again, we have got next one about the water connections and everything connected to the water. For example, the Fena Sikati Pravaha. Seshpya Fena Sikatyaya Pravahyaya. Seshpya are the reeds that grow on the river banks. And the reeds, they have got their own advantage. For example, Saravana Bhava, you see that Shiva, that Kartikeya is supposed to have born from on the reeds, in the place near reeds, and so they are the controllers for the flow of the river, to not let the river water gets onto land and trouble. And so it's called Sespia, and Pena is the foam, is the soap that we talk about it, and Sikata is the sand. Well, these are all the water products there nearby, and ultimately what is there which makes this the life is Pravahyayacha. Pravaha is Vaha is conveying. Pravaha is stop free conveyance. Pravaha is to stop free. There is no damming. Unless you dam, the water won't stop. Wherever, whenever there is a flow, the slopes, the water keeps. The nature of the water, nature of difficulties, water is always thought of as a metaphor for difficulty. So water will always be there. Wherever there is opportunity, wherever there is slope, the water flows down. Therefore, Pravahyayacha, even the Rudra is also compared to Pravaha. I think I had to do from 9th paragraph, we start that. So you start reciting Kulkarni, head it. Om Nama Irinyaya Cha Prapachyaya Cha.
Om Namah Hiranyaya Cha Prapatyaya Cha.
Namakigum Silaya Cha Kshayanaya Cha.
Namastigum Shilaya Cha Kshayanaya Cha.
Namakka Pardine Cha Pulastaye Cha.
Namah Kapardine Cha Pulastaye Cha.
Namo Goshthyaya Cha Grhyaya Cha.
Namo Goshthyaya Cha Grhyaya Cha.
Namastalpyaya Cha Gehyaya Cha.
Namah Kalpaya Cha Gehyaya Cha.
Namaskatyaya Cha Gahvaresthaya Cha.
Namah Katyaya Cha Gahvaresthaya Cha.
Namo Hridayaya Cha.
Namo Hridayaya Cha.
Niveshpyaya Cha Namaha.
Vivishtyaya Cha Namaha.
Namah Pagum Savyaya Cha Rajasyaya Cha.
Namah Pagum Ravyaya Cha Sarasyaya Cha.
Namah Sushkyaya Cha Harityaya Cha.
Namah Shushaya Cha Nityaya Cha.
Harityaya Cha.
Harityaya Cha.
Guru Narayana avare, you continue ಮಾಡಿ.
ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಗುರುಗಳೇ.
Namo Lopyaya Cha. Lapyaya Cha.
ನಮೋ ಲೋಪ್ಯಾಯ ಚ.
Namo Lopyaya Cholapyaya Cha.
ನಮೋ ಲೋಪ್ಯಾಯ ಚ ಲಪ್ಯಾಯ ಚ.
Nama Urmyaya Cha Sormyaya Cha.
ನಮ ಊರ್ಮ್ಯಾಯ ಚ ಸೂರ್ಮ್ಯಾಯ ಚ.
Nama Parnyaya Cha Parnasedyaya Cha.
ನಮ ಪರ್ಣಾಯ ಚ ಪರ್ಣಶದ್ಯಾಯ ಚ.
Namo Paguramanaya Cha Bhignate Cha.
ನಮೋ ಭಗರಮಾಣಾಯ ಚ ವಿಘ್ನತೆ ಚ.
Nama Akhidate Cha Prakhidate Cha.
ನಮ ಆಖ್ಯದತೆ ಚ ಪ್ರಖ್ಯದತೆ ಚ.
Namo Vakirikebhyo.
ನಮೋ ವಕ್ಕಿರಿಕೆಭ್ಯೋ.
Devanagum Hrudayebhyo.
ದೇವಾನಾಗಂ ಹೃದಯೇಭ್ಯೋ.
Namo Vichinakebhyo.
ನಮೋ ವಿಕ್ಷೀಣಕೇಭ್ಯೋ.
Namo Vichinvatkebhyo.
ನಮೋ ವಿಚಿನ್ಮತ್ಕೇಭ್ಯೋ.
Nama Anirhatebhyo.
ನಮಃ ನಿರ್ಹತೇಭ್ಯೋ.
Nama Ami Vatkebhya.
नमामि वक्केभ्यः
So this is a beautiful paragraph. You are reminding Rudra who he is. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೇನೆ ನೀವು ಏನು ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಓ ನಿಮ್ದು ಅದು ಓದಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ನೀವು ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರು, ನೀವು ಡಾಕ್ಟರು, ನಿಮ್ ಕೈಲಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಅದಾವಾಗ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ. In case you are being reminded of your own inner powers, then only you say, oh, I do it. Otherwise, oh, ನನಗೇನು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ. Negativity is always lying in us. For anything you say, no. ನನ್ನ ಕೈಲಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. These are all the excuses we advance immediately. But probably Rudra also might say like that, no, you are not, as a bhakta, you are not living. Look here, there is only one word like Namo Vakkirikebhyaha Devanagam Hrudayebhyaha. That Vaha, you must catch it. You are, see, Rudra is sitting before you. When you are reciting, you should always feel the presence of the God before you whenever you start reciting the mantra. ಅವರೆಲ್ಲೋ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪಾಠ ನೀವು you cannot do like that. See, there are visible people and invisible people. If you count only visible people, you will not be finding happy, because there will be some people only sitting. But invisible people are many who are really benefited because of your pronunciation. That's why in Theosophical Society, probably must have understood, the speaker will say, my dear brothers and sisters, visible and invisible ಅಂತ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಆಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇರುವ ಬ್ರದರ್ಸ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಕಾಣದೇ ಇರುವ ಬ್ರದರ್ಸ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ದಿ ಹಾಲ್ ಆರ್ ಎನಿವೇರ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್. ಬಟ್ ಥಿಯೋಸಫಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ feeling the presence of everybody before you, so that you will be really cautious that whatever speech or that you are making is referring to any and everybody. And therefore, the speaker must be very careful in his statements, in his elucidations. So here also, you have got the word Namo Vakkirikebhyo Devanam Hrudayebhyaha. So Rudra is in the very heart of all people. Rather, the heart of all people. What is heart? Heart is the seat of emotions. Whatever kind of emotions that we are coming, they are all supposed to be emanating from our heart. Hrudayam. So Hrudaya Gahyam. So Devanagam Hrudayebhyaha means when once you make a prayer to Rudra, it is not only the Rudra alone, but it is a prayer, submission, and mentioning of your status to each and every god, because Sarvo Hyesha Rudraha Tasmai Rudraya Namo Namaha. This Rudra is Sarvaha, not only Rudra is Sarva, he is also Sarva. So Sarva Sarvebhyo Namaha, Aghorebhyo Adaghorebhyo Ghora Ghoratarebhyah Sarvebhyah Sarva Sarvebhyo Namaste Astu Rudra Rupebhyah. There you have got two words, Sarva and Sarva. Sarva means available to you to help. They are all called Sarvas. So Sarvaya Namaha, Sarvalingaya Namaha. So Sarva means universal, present in all and present in all. Therefore, when you know that every Anuvaka has got phala, reward and award. So depending upon the kind of benefit that we want, you can make a japa of that particular Anuvaka and get the benefit. So next time onwards, I will show you which Anuvaka is useful for what. That's what we call Phalasruti. Normally, Phalasruti means mentioning what kind of personal benefit would happen, not only personal benefit, but also impersonal benefit. What happens to you is personal. What happens to your other people connected to you, not connected to you also, is also benefit. Therefore, Paramatma is present any and everywhere. We cannot be present any and everywhere. We can be present only at one place. Therefore, sitting at one place constantly, if you make prayer, all people who are at other places are also being benefited. That is the prospect. So the prospect of Rudra recitation is this. Therefore, I wanted to draw your attention to particularly Vaha. Do you see any other place that Vaha is there in this Anuvaka? No. So that Vaha Shabda is you. And who are you then? Come to Varuna. Nama Irinyaya cha Prapachyaya cha Namakidum Silaya cha Chayanaya cha. So Irinyaha, Prapachyaha, Kim Gum Silaha, Kim Silaha, Chayanaha, Kapardini. So if you take all this nominative, Prathama Vibhakti, then you understand here, because you say Namaha, that is Nama. There are so many meanings for the word. That is, whatever submission you make, that doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the God. He will take hold of you. The moment you surrender, you bow down your head, then you are surrendering. I told the other day, even the Maharaja Chakravarti has to bow down before a barber. There are three people to whom anybody should bow down. One, mother, father, afterwards wife or Kalatram, the husband. Then the next one is a barber. So that's why a barber is called as a Napita in Sanskrit. Pita is the protector. So Na Apita means he is also protector like your father. Pita na apita na. Apita na. That not that he is not a protector, which means he is a protector. So a barber is a protector. Secondly, the father is a protector. Therefore, look at the elevation of the barber class people. Whenever they come to you, because they have got razor in their hand. The razor in their hand, the razor in the hand of surgeon, the razor in the hand of a butcher. These are the three fellows who deal with the sword. So a surgeon heals with a razor or with a sword or with a knife, and butcher simply destroys, while the barber makes you look beautiful. So he's called a beautician. A barber is a beautician. So it's a beauty shop. Nowadays, beauty shop. Otherwise, the beauty shop used to come to our house. In olden days, barbers used to come to our house and attend. I remember my father depended upon the barber. He would ask me to go and bring a barber. And in those days, the barbers used to sit at the corner of the road in every lane, and they were getting business. So we used to come out from a house and find out, oh, he's not there. And after the work, he would come back and sit there only. Something like barber stand, Katka stand, like that. Anyway, so here, how much our culture is being indicated in this. So Irinya Yacha, Irinya means the saline tracts. And there are small places. Prapachya Yacha is a contrast. Irinya are such kind of roads or pathways where there is no much effort done, but as people keep walking, automatically the walking area becomes white. Those areas where people don't run, there will be plants and other things growing. For example, if two houses are there, in between two houses there is a vacant land, all people go across. So people walking, because they don't want to go to complete L shape, they want to keep the straight line. So they take deviation down. That used to be in olden days, but nowadays things are different. Anyway, so that's why it's called Irinya. Even those places which are not very much trimmed or laid down, Rudra is present. And Prapachya means trodden pathways where there are some kind of a construction of roads and made the road fordable for all people. That's why they're called Prapachya. And again, he is called Kimsala. Kimsala means such rocky places which are inhabitable. You can't actually reach the rocky places, the mountains. See, mountains are having, but that's why mountaineering or mountain climbing is a big art. People do a lot of exercise, a lot of training if they want to climb the mountains, especially. That's why Himshila and even rocky areas which are not possible for habitation. That's why uninhabitable rocky areas. But people try to reach, only some people will do that. Even there also Rudra is present. And again, Chayana Yacha. So the word Chayana means the places. That is habitable places where you can easily reach the places. They're called Chayana Yacha. And now, what about the Rudra's position? He is called Kabardinecha Pulastayesha. So, Kapardin, you have already, the word Kapardin comes 2 times. The second time the word is occurring. So, Kaparda is the hair. Most important part and beautiful part and available part is the hair of the head. And you know, we have got Vikruti in our body. Our human body has Prakriti and Vikruti. Vikruti is small, therefore we are humans. And Vikruti is great in animals. For example, the buffalo horns are there. That's a big Vikruti. But horn, in horns there is no blood. Even our nails are there. That nails are our Vikruti. So less Vikruti is there in humans. And that's why Kapardin means long, thick, grown hair. And that's why Shiva is said to be a Kapardin. And that is, he will be available to us. And as Kapardin, he has given that, he has sent that Ganga river down in 3 strands. Because Shiva is a big Kapardin, he was requested by Bhagiratha at the time, at the suggestion of Ganga Devi, that, oh, Shiva alone can make my force speed retarded, and then only he can let me down into the earth. If I were to jump down, the earth will be troubled. Therefore, the medium in between the Ganga and the earth was Shiva. You can imagine the Kaparda style able to hold the entire waters of the Ganga river. That's the yoga. You see, in India, I mean, or Hinduism or in Vedism, we have got rishis and gods who have done marvelous feats. You know, for example, Agastya Maharshi has made the entire ocean water into a small achamanam. Chuluki Karoti, he has just made the entire Samudra water come into his hand. That's why Anjali. I mean, these are all great feats which our India, Bharat, or people born in our Bharatavarsha attained yogic success. Even Shankaracharya is known for the Parakaya Pravesham. And in Mahabharata, we have got Duryodhana, known for Jalastambhana Yoga. That is, he can remain inside the water for 12 months. We cannot see, these are all wonderful feats possible. People are there who can walk on the fire like that. Here you got Kabardin. And Pulastaye Echa means stand before devotees ready to help them. That's why it's called Pulastan. Pulastayecha. And again, he is called Goshtyayacha and Grihyayacha. They are all complementary to each other. You must know that. One is support to the other. Goshti and Grihya. These are the words. Goshti is the cow pen. And Go has got several meanings. Go means Vedas, knowledge. Go means earth, Bhumi. So when you call Rudra as a Goshtya, he is a terrestrial god available upon the land. Therefore, you see, Rudra's Vahanam is only bull, while the Narayana And Brahma, they have got aerial cars, hums, but he is only land god. Therefore, he is called Go. And Go also refers to bull. So, the number of meanings could be taken out from the word Goshtya, that is staying upon the land, highly knowledgeable. That's why he's Dakshinamurti. Goshtya also means he is a Dakshinamurti Swarupam. And again, Grihya cha. So Gruhya means he is able to be available, caught, or found in our own houses. Gruhe stitaha saha paramatma. That God is stationed in our houses. So Gruhyaya cha. And now we have got such kind of attributes to Rudra connected to our domestic life. Here the word, what is Gruhya, Goshtya, Gruhya, Kalpya, Gehya. These are all the words which will show Rudra's immediate connection to our living areas, our own habitations, and therefore Rudra, in order, so it's a Rudra Vibhava is too much here. That's why you see he is called as Goshtya. Grihya means catchable, accessible, available. Who is God? The definition, simple definition of the God is available to all people, anytime, any and everywhere. For example, you know, when you, at whatever time it is, Gananam tva Ganapatigum Havamahe. The moment you make bell sound and call Ganapati, he will come to you because Ganapatim Havamahe Kavin Kavinam. So available at all times. And again in Agni also, Agnim Avahayami. That's why so Agni, Ganapati, all gods like that. Whenever you take their name, they are present. Therefore, they are all called as Gruhyaha. Gruhya means could be available, could be accessible. And so Gruhyaya cha. And again, he is called a Talpya. Talpa is the resting place, bed, mattress. So every house will have a bedroom. Everybody has got a bed to rest. So bed is the place where you rest. So not only the activity place, but also restful place. So activity and rest, work and rest, they go together. And in work, Paramatma is there. In rest, Paramatma is there. Therefore, there is nothing extraneous to the personality of Rudra. So in this way, the Rudram keeps going. Very much interesting. So when you read Rudra, you get the benefit of things available to us, or covetable by us, or desirable by us upon the earth. So long we are living, what are the things you want? What are the selections that you have got to make in order that your life upon the earth will be a smooth one? Actually, when we are born, we don't know anything. You know that people born, in olden days, they used to close their hands totally. And later on, they open their fist and fingers are visible. And you used to say mannu, or the mud on their hands. But nowadays, the babies don't have any mannu. In olden days, when babies...
ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ನರ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದೆ.
Yeah. So when you open the babies in earlier days, there used to be some kind of black lining, that's called. So the elders will interpret, even still 3 months after birth, 3 months, their gnana will be in their past janma. Therefore, accordingly, they will be showing us as if the small baby smiles, we think that the baby is smiling at us. It's a misnomer. No, baby is not smiling at us. We only think that it is at us. No. After 3 months only, the baby is ours. Before 3 months, it will be completely remembering all the past. And because of the reflections of the past, the baby will be reacting in the cradle first 3 months. And again, before 3 months of the death, people will get signals. So this is the real integrity that one would pick up in their personality. 3 months before death, everybody will be getting the gestures. So death is not sudden. We think it is sudden. Birth is not sudden. For death and birth, there is always the preparation of 3 months. That's what is registered. So death is not, we are going, suddenly hottogidare. Suddenly hottogidare is ನಮ್ಮ observation. But inside, there's a lot of preparation. That's why you observe when the body, when the pranam goes away, there are 5 vital years. Only the pranavayu will disappear, but whereas the other vayus take their own time, totally 24 hours. So the carbs or sevam will be fresh for 24 hours. You can even give distilled water injection to the body. But after 24 hours, you cannot do anything. It starts decaying and decomposing and all that. So that's why people can keep it for 1 day. Because the other pranas, apana, vyana, udana, samana take their 7 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours like that. The 24 hours will be distributed. But the prana is instantaneous. So prana, vayu is a leader. And therefore, Vishnu is supposed to be the pranaha. Vaikunta Purusha Pranaha. You understand? In Vishnu Sahasranama, you see the word prana is a name to Vishnu. Again, he is also called as a marga. Vishnu is also called as a marga. Margaha, Damodaraha, Saha. So Vishnu is a prana, Vishnu is a marga. Rudra is a prana, Rudra is a marga. Because prana and marga, these are, so when you go deeper into the meaning of these words, then the knowledge, we come to know the truths of life. That's what is called tattva. Atma tattva bodha. Atma bodha takes you to know that what is that is composed of our personality. So when you read Rudram, we are very much benefited because we come to know the personality content, both internal, external, and also the goals inside, goals outside. Therefore, you must know that when you are students of Rudram, it is not just haphazard, but there is a deep knowledge conveyed to us. Okay, with these words, I just would like to stop here and we'll continue next time. Please mark me next time when we'll, so I'll continue from the next stage. And so you understand, there are so many people talking so much of Rudram, but Rudram is very much friendly, knowledgeable, and a guidance for our journey of life and managing our life ourselves. Therefore, because Sarvohiyesha Rudra means it is not untruth, we have to only explore the real meaning and content and utility and use of that Rudram, the words in the Rudram to us. Therefore, Rudra is all God. And that's why when you go to Rudra, any problem comes, people say, do Rudra Abhishekam, do Rudra Homa, do Rudra Yaga. So they connect you to Rudra because he is the healer, Prathamo, and he is the provider of any and everything benefit for us. At the same time, to benefit you, he will cudgel the negativity in you also. When Alakshmi is gone away, Lakshmi would enter into us. Alakshmim nasayamyaham. Then you go to Gandhadvaram Duradharsham. So in that manner, there's a lot of laying down the mansion of happiness in our scriptures and Vedas. If you know that, we cannot escape committing ourselves to the Vedic learning or reciting one mantra per day. That's why Shankaracharya said, Vedo nityam adhiyatam taduditam karma swanushthiyatam. To read one mantra every day, and whatever good that has been suggested to you, Try to practice. Then our life will be completely sound and healthy. Om Tat Satu. Sahana Bhavatu Heli.
Sahatau Bhunattu Saha Veeryam
Karvavahe तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहे ओम शांति शांति शांतिः
Harihi Om.
हरिः ओम तत्सत्
Krishnarpanamastu.
अर्पणमस्तु
Veda Purusha Ashirvadostu.
Purusha Ashirvadostu.
Thank you.